Alright, so I finally figured out how to make my camera targeting system work ideally. I've been talking about wanting to put in a fourth means of checking, and I call it a camera soft target. And essentially what I've changed for the most part has been this part right here. It'll no longer do a direct line target anymore unless I'm zoomed in. So if I'm zoomed in and I try to do a line trace target lock and it fails, it'll still continue on into the next section here. Actually, I think there's one thing. Yeah, I needed to change this variable here. It doesn't matter. It still works either way. So anyways, yeah, getting back to it. Okay, so that part, has been working for a while. So what I had wanted to implement was means of checking for a target using the camera before anything else. So here's a perfect example. My character is pointed way over here. Well, let me make sure I'm in radius. My character is pointed way over here, so there's no way that I'll dot lock from it. And I'm looking, and what do you know? I just soft locked onto the target just by looking at him. So I could be standing here, and I'm looking at him, soft lock, looking at him, soft lock. There we go. It works beautifully. So then let's say I'm not looking at anyone, then I'll still radius lock. And let's say I'm looking this way. Here, let me turn them a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. I'm looking this way. There's nothing over there. Boom, it'll still dot lock. So it still works great. So that's soft lock because I can see them. It's radius lock. And then I could probably modify this threshold a little bit more for the regular dot lock, the one that just kind of does a horizontal check from the character's facing and orientation here, where the big long pointy stick is, and over. But honestly, I think 90% of the time you're going to be mostly using the soft lock, which works fantastically. Although I do notice something. I might have broken some code somewhere because this isn't updating as fast as it normally should, and I think I know where I goofed it, but I'll putz around with that later. So yeah, I'd noticed another conditional issue. Well, like I kind of addressed it in one of the most recent videos I just uploaded. That it needs, like making sure that this isn't like a null thing and all that. It's pretty important. So yeah, the range check and all that still works fine. Yada yada yada. I had to make sure to go back and add in, the camera soft target. I got way too much screen taken up by these menus. Let me see. So basically what I did was pretty much clone the dot lock that I had before using dot product lock. So the main difference is that I'm using an actual get dot product 2. And before, I kind of tinked around a little bit trying to see, maybe I have to do a bunch of vectorial math, because I would try to come off of here and use my camera, and my camera won't interface with it. And I looked everywhere trying to figure it out. Then I discovered this nifty guy right here, the Get Player Camera Manager, which I didn't know was a thing, and it functions amazingly. So the main difference with the camera dot locking is you have to set a pretty high confidence ratio, 0.95, and you can still be quite a ways off and it'll still target, because 0.95 is it's a pretty decent amount of confidence there. It's larger than the body, I would say. I don't know the actual degrees or radians for it, but something like that. So yeah, and then over here where it would come in and do a comparison between the floats to do the sorting mechanisms here, you had to swap this in there and swap these for regular dot product 2s, because I didn't want to just do the horizontal, because you got to think in 3D here. Maybe somebody's up above you and you want to target them instead of the guy that's down on the ground below you, or in front of you, I mean. So yeah, that was the main big change that I just made to this, and it seems to streamline it quite a bit better. It's still doing all the same stuff. It's still coming in and doing an initial radius check, storing that, then it's going through and filtering out that array as it stores it. It's filtering this out and determining if anyone's less than 0.95 here, it's going to remove them. Then after it's done with that, it comes in here, and it begins the comparison here. First it checks to prevent that one issue that I had before. It comes in and it checks to make sure that we have at least one entry in the array. If we do, it just goes ahead and locks that entry. If we don't, if we have more, then we come in here and we begin the process of tearing entries out of the index and sorting out the last man standing. And then from there we'll get equal to 1, and comes over here and sets that target. And then over here I just have it printing that that character that I targeted, and I just do a quick get dot product 2 from here just for printing the number on the center of the screen. So yeah, that's that. Now I'm kind of confused where the rotator is suddenly getting all slowed from, but I'll have to mess with that. I was messing with some other stuff in here and I don't really remember what all I'd messed with, but something tells me there's a delay ticking somewhere that's holding it up, and I'm not quite sure where. I'll have to mess around with that, because it should be locking a little bit better than it is. Well, I mean, it's locking fine. Oh, I know what I did. I did have it so that when I right clicked it, it would completely make it so I can't move side to side at all. But this just redampens it back. I forgot about that. Alright, so it's not broken. Never mind. I just changed it. So yeah, soft locking is a really nice thing, guys. And probably still gonna keep iterating on a few of these things, because I got a lot of big plans up ahead with something that I'm working on, and want to make sure I have a nice functional targeting system for it. So again, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, just leave them below or leave them on the forum post. Thank you.